Welcome back to another episode of Tech I Want. And today we're super excited because I know it's been a while since we've had something physical in the studio with us, but today we do. It's by one of these companies that kind of just gets crowdfunding. Tropicfeel, they've been in the space for ages. They've run campaigns. Their original shoe raised nearly $2.5 million with the help of 26,000 backers. Then they came back for round two, raised almost as much with their second shoe, released a few backpacks. They've really got this community that helped launch their brand on e-commerce. And today we're reviewing two of their top products.
It looks like they have this, the niche is traveling, right? Or is it being a nomad, digital nomad?
I guess a little bit of both, no? There's travel involved in the second.
Total, right? Because whenever I'm looking at their campaign, the emphasis is on being able to get up and go, having one thing that gives you access to everything, right? Like so the shoes that we're looking at today are gonna be super lightweight. Mine are called the Monsoon.
Mine are the Canyon.
Danny's got the Canyon. And those are just two out of the many different kinds of shoes they have to offer. I don't think the shoes change too much. It looks like they all kind of stay the same, similar profiles on all of them.
They're all minimalist, lightweight, super kind of packable run and go shoes.
I don't know about the ones that you got, but mine were all like marketed as like water socks almost, like the kinds that you can go and take a dip in the ocean and then come out, explore the jungle, and then go and have an evening out on the streets. I'm gonna just take this off
your feet on the table.
Off my feet.
Here we have the Canyon and
the Monsoon.
They look almost identical.
They do, actually.
The only difference being this little tab out of plastic. No, the back, and it's got this inner sock, I guess, no?
Yeah. When I first looked at these, so number one, like you said, they're very, very similar. It looks like there's actually similar materials here. And what did you think about this? For me, this was a really soft, stretchy material that was also allowing my foot to breathe the entire time.
Yeah, it's a little bit chilly now in winter, walking around the city with these, but I can imagine in summer they'd be amazing. You know, go out on a hike or walking around the city, your feet sweat, you know, they can breathe, but also the idea that you can just run through a river, you know, in through puddles, whatever, and your feet are gonna dry. It doesn't need to keep the water out. It's okay with the water getting in because they'll dry eventually.
Yeah, that lightweight material helps it to breathe, but also there's not a lot of fabric here. This is like, think polyester or polyethylene. It was one of those kind of plasticky kind of materials, and what it means is that it's not going to stay wet. It's not going to hold a lot of that moisture. And like Danny said, I really enjoyed it because it was very airy. I was able to wear this without any socks on. I was also able to wear it with socks on. I had my wool socks on for a little bit of coverage. That same airiness, which is really nice in the hot, arid regions like deserts or something, but also in the tropics, the jungles, fantastic. It doesn't do well in this kind of climate, I don't think, because I felt the wind blow through these things. It was really chilly.
It's a summer shoe. It's a summer shoe,
which I guess that's what the name implies, right? Tropic feel.
Yeah.
It is a tropic feel. Yeah. But you better be in the tropics if you want to feel like you're in the tropics. You can't feel that in the mountains.
Winter feel. But also, thanks to this fabric, I think, they've achieved a really, really lightweight shoe.
Super lightweight.
Oh, wow, crazy. That's another feature that yours don't have. Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Right off what do you think? I mean, because right off the bat, I see some big differences.
I kind of prefer mine, to be honest, if that's what you're asking.
Like, no, I wasn't able to try yours, so I couldn't say.
So I'll run you through some of the key standout features on these, no? They're super light. I think they're about 200 grams.
200 grams each? Wow.
How much are yours?
I don't know. but I think these ones are lighter than yours. I think yours has a little bit heavier materials, like especially around the toe box. There's a little bit more reinforcement here and along the back. Also, your tongue, your upper is like a little bit thicker than the one I got.
Okay. They both have the quick tie laces, or as they call them, what do they call them? Speed laces?
There's going to be
sprint laces.
Sprint laces, there you go, for when you're on the go.
The tongue is tied into the shoe itself, so it's not a separate flappy tongue like yours. Oh, crazy. Yeah. And check out these little holes there. So the idea here is if you do run through a river, your foot, you'll like fill it with water, no? Yeah. And these are drainage holes. There's holes inside that lead to the outside.
Oh, interesting.
So your drooping wet feet can drain out.
I imagine with every step you take, you're squeezing that water out, and probably making a sound effect as you're doing it.
The insole's removable, but it was comfortable as is. I wouldn't change it.
They were saying that that's to wash the shoe. So in terms of another reason why I'm pretty sure this is meant for travelers, you know, like so that you can have one shoe that you carry with you, and rather than say 3 taking up space in your backpack. They were saying that you should hand wash these. It's totally fine to hand wash them, and which is if you're going to go backpacking, you're a minimalist, you're going to end up with these shoes in a sink, washing them by hand. You just take out the insoles and you just wash them by hand, dry them in the air, no tumble drying.
But it also says they shouldn't smell. It has some anti-odor treatment that is meant to last their lifetime.
Totally. I saw that. I'm very skeptical about those things. I mean, should I take a whiff now? Actually, it'd be better if, because I know my own smell. Maybe it'd be better if you smelled my. No, it smells. I mean, that doesn't smell horrible, but it's not like potpourri in there. It's not odorless.
So something else that stands out about Tropicfeel and their backpacks, their shoes, everything, is their use of recycled materials. I don't know about yours, but mine, the whole top portion is 80% recycled polyester, and the sole itself is 20% recycled EVA foam. And apparently for every pair that you buy, they'll also pick up, I think it was 8 plastic bottles from the ocean.
To make a new pair of shoes?
That'd be pretty cool.
I bet it is. I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's going into the manufacture of another pair of shoes if they're all made out of recycled materials.
Wearing garbage on your feet.
Yeah. I'm sure mine are the same. I think they are the same, actually. They're very similar products. I think mine are a little bit lighter than yours, and I think the biggest difference is that, right, we both have this Sprint shoelace, which I do really love, actually. That was very cool and a little bit offsetting at first. When I went to go down to bend over to tie my shoe, I didn't notice that I thought someone had already tied these weird springs into it. Yeah, little knots into it. Then I realized, no, it's like a stopper that you move, you slide up and down and adjust it wherever you want the laces to sit, which is very cool. I really love this.
Yeah.
This is really good for being on the go, like moving, you know, taking your shoes off, putting your shoes back on, really being, you know, fluid with your movement. What I didn't like though is if you want to perform any, like, I don't know, if you want to be more sporty. I would not actually do a run around the city in these.
Well,
I wouldn't do my
shoes,
exercises. What was that?
They're not running shoes.
They're not running shoes. No, right.
They're walking, traveling shoes.
These are very casual shoe, and I think that's what they hit the mark when it comes to casual shoe. In terms of being able to do everything though, like I wouldn't wear it as a formal shoe, and I wouldn't be able to do any kind of sports in it, especially with this part. This was really cool, a nice addition. First time I've ever seen this kind of lip that goes around the backside. It really helped with keeping my foot very snug. Especially for what felt like a slip-on. You know, this is like wearing a pair of sandals, but with a full back and upper.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to say there, with the adjusted shoelaces, no? I adjusted them the first time, once, and then I've just been slipping them on and off the whole week.
Right,
I don't touch the
I'm
laces
the same way.
anymore. Yeah.
I'm the same way. And so what this thing did, so normally if I did that, there would always kind of be a little bit of play because I had to get my foot in there. But this part, because it's kind of this like kind of stretchy, tight material.
It hugs your foot.
It hugs my foot, so I'm able to slide it in there and then it kind of hugs it up. I really liked that feature, and I'm hoping that whoever takes note, you know, like this is a really cool idea for any kind of slip-on. I like this little added piece right here. You know,
and it didn't rub you the wrong way?
Like just said some insults and made me feel like, you know, insulted? No, it was perfectly fine. I wore it both with socks and barefoot. It was perfectly fine. The other thing though that I didn't really like is that this material up here, it's super nice, airy, and a little bit stretchy, and I think that's not only just for the airflow, but also intentionally to be a one-size-fits-all kind of shoe. Of course, they have different sizes, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't have to be so precise. My foot, I think I had a little bit of play in the toe up here, like it was a little too big, but I still kind of protruded on my toes. Maybe my foot's a little bit wide coming out the sides here, but because this was a nice, really soft, pliable material, you know, it still works. It doesn't hurt, but you can definitely see my toe. You can see my big toe and my very furthest pinky toe.
Yeah, I had something a little similar as well. My feet run on the wide side, and I think this might be a shoe with a narrower fit, so it squeezed the base of my foot a little bit. But it was still comfortable. I wore these all week. They were fine.
The only other thing I would say is that these shoes are pretty pricey for what you get. I mean, like we said, these are kind of like sandals, but with more reinforcement. I know that if I went to Decathlon, which is a famous European brand that you can find a lot of polyester shoes, this would be about half the price for something fairly similar.
20, 30 bucks.
Yep.
Here, they're 100.
100 bucks. Now this EVA foam, this might be different. This might be added. The ones I was thinking about at Decathlon, I think it was almost just like one piece. You may not have the different materials. You probably don't have the recycled materials that they're using here.
Yeah, so you're paying for easy conscience as well. No?
I suppose, right? To sleep
That
easy
you're
at night.
helping the world.
The other thing that I thought, though, is that you can even find cheaper shoes. Because if we're talking about polyester shoes, if we're talking about plastic shoes, I can go down to the black market, which is just not so far away from my house, and find some shoes that were made out of petroleum that are going to be probably 10 bucks at the most.
Ah, that's another difference. I guess yours is more of a city shoe.
Yeah.
Mine touted itself as a hiking shoe as well, all terrain.
Which looks like it. Yeah, you know, like we have the different soles right here. I like Danny's way better. Like mine is a city shoe. It worked perfectly great for the city, but if I'm gonna get a shoe like this, I would prefer one that had a little bit more options for sports, like what I think yours does. Mm-hmm. The names are super confusing. How do I know that a effing monsoon is more city than a canyon?
Yeah.
You know, like I think all their names, they're all very outdoorsy. They're all geographical, you know, like different landscapes. But how does one know if a monsoon is supposed to be for the city and a canyon is supposed to be for the outdoors?
Mm-hmm. I guess these are even more breathable. So the monsoon comes running down. You can walk through the monsoon and they'll dry faster.
Yeah.
So that's the shoes. There's these two models, Canyon, Monsoon, and they have another two models on their website. All of them are similarly priced, similar kind of features, weight, and everything.
Many different colors, though. You don't have to just get gray.
Yeah, we're boring like that.
Or we're boring, but also let's say that Tropicfeel sent us these shoes.
Yeah.
Did we say that? I don't know if we said that yet.
No,
but
they sent us the shoes and the backpack.
Yeah, so I gave them my size. We gave them our sizes. I don't know if I did that correctly. Every shoe
Maybe
company's
that's why
a little bit
your
different.
toe is sticking out.
I think it was, I definitely made a mistake, I think, with the shoe sizings.
So if you have any thoughts on these products, on Tech I Want, on what you'd like to see us reviewing next, by all means, leave them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter, we send out 4 cool products every week without fail. Subscribe to see more cool videos like this. Until next time, I'm Dan.
And I'm Rafi, and we're out.